Hi, my name is Ezekiel. Hope you are doing wonderfully today. Hope everything is fine. In this video, I'm quickly going to give a tip which no pro has ever told you. How loud and how low should your mix be? What I mean basically is how loud and how low should your studio monitor be during your mix? But before we move on, if you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe and press the notification button so you will be the first person to know and to be aware whenever I upload any new video. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to thumb up for me. By doing this, you are encouraging me more to do videos for you to learn from. But we can't move on without saying thank you to vibetools.ng.com. VibeTools are the online store which they sell studio equipment, live sound equipment. They are located at number 82 Body Thomas, really girls. Check them out. They have been doing well, wonderfully supporting this channel. VibeTools, thank you. Please visit them. Basically, what I mean about how loud and how low should your studio monitor be during your mix? For example, I'll start by mixing the low-end instrument after the bass drum, the bass guitar, and some other tiny instruments like tambourine, triangle, maracas, and the likes. After balancing your instrument, the whole instrument, the vocals and everything, and then you turn up your monitor and you realize your mix is still not balancing enough. But here is a tip. Number one, before then, when you are mixing at this level, when you're supposed to be at this level, then if you want to verify the clarity and if some instrument like bass guitar and bass drum, the kick are in the same level and some other little instrument like that, so level to create a better mix, then you come up to this level to listen to your output. Then sometimes what does happening most of the time is when you are mixing at this level, after being done with the kick, you are putting your bass guitar and you are working on the low frequency to match up with your kick to sound heavy. But mixing at this level, you wouldn't have known the capacity, the energy, and the strength in your bass guitar, even some of the times in your kick. Then you keep on pushing. After a certain time, and now you bring your loudness to this level, then you realize I'm driving this bass too much. I'm driving this kick too much. The low end is much on it. But when you mix at this level, and what does it do is it enable you to listen to some hidden instrument which you are unable to hear when you are at this level. Now, the next one is when you mix low, there are some frequency you don't get very well in your mixing. When you mix too low, you won't hear every of the low frequency very well until when you begin to come up a bit because you can hear. But by mixing low, you tend to drive the frequency and the loudness too much. But when you come to this level and you want to come to this level to verify how loud and how clean your mix is, then you discover you are spoiling your mix. So how loud should it be? When you are mixing, some of the times when you get your instrument balanced, your voice, like I used to do, everything I make them to settle, balance, then I begin to come higher a bit, then to check how level is my bass drum starting from the kick. Sometimes I start my mix with vocals alone. I begin to build my mix around the vocals, the lead vocals or background vocals. But in this situation, so when you begin to push up your overall gain from the studio monitor, you begin to realize that instruments are loud, are too loud. They are not settled. Some that are supposed to be a bit under the snare or the bass drum, they are more on the same level or higher because you wouldn't hear something like the tambourine, triangle, maracas, and the like. When you are mixing them at the very low level, you tend to increase the volume and you're trying to EQ it somehow to give it a body, and then you won't realize you are pushing too much until when you push to this level and coming to this level. This is what I do some of the times when I'm doing my mix. Once in a while, I push it to this level and to the higher level so I can hear clearly all the hidden instrument or the other tiny and low frequency instrument, and I'll be able to adjust them and correct them, make them sit locked together so that the low frequency like the bass won't sound too much. So this is what I do some of the time in my mix, and why I allow the speaker to hear clearly to make my mix is better. Other thing that I want to share with you is mixing extremely low. When you come like this, it helps you to listen to your background vocals to let know if it's coming out well enough. At that level, when you come more lower, you'll be able to adjust your background vocals to make sure that you hear your background vocals coming out a bit at the same, almost the same level with the snare. And something like acoustic guitar strumming or any other guitar strumming, you'll be able to listen to them, hear them, or to adjust and correct their levels at the lower level of your studio monitor. You'll be able to correct them, to adjust them to push up the gain a bit. By the time you finalize the mix, when you turn up the gain to this level and to this level, you realize everything is coming together. But if not doing that and to be checking up your mix once in a while, when you mix all throughout this level, you end up pushing up too much of the instrument and the vocals, whatever is in the mix. By the time you lower the volume of your studio monitor, you realize everything is just somehow sounding muddy. You won't be able to feel the mix. It won't sound clean. It won't sound nice enough and balanced, well balanced. Sometimes when you are doing the mix, come down a bit more lower level. So background vocals or tambourine, guitar strumming, you'll be able to adjust them. Okay, make sure you hear them at that lower level. And for the bass guitar and the kick, when you come up to the higher level, when you turn up the volume, you'll be able to know that, okay, the bass guitar, the frequency is not too much and your mix is not aggressive. One of the tips is when I'm starting my mix, I turn up my mixer level or to the higher level. For example, depending on the loudness, then I'll start my mix with a moderate level from my mixing box. In this situation, how loud and how low should you be when mixing? How loud or how low should the studio monitor be when mixing a song? So, like one of the points I made, when you're doing a mix, sometimes once in a while, turn up the gain of your monitor speakers to more higher level, so you'll be able to listen and hear some of the frequency of the bass drum, especially in this context, very well. It will guide you not to be too aggressive, not to rumble your low end, and not to shoot out too much than your bass drum level. So you'll be able to have a moderate level with each other. Then when you turn down to extremely low level, you'll be able to monitor and adjust your background vocals. For example, the strumming guitars, either the acoustic or electric guitar, you'll be able to let them, push them up. You listen to them, you will hear them, you push them until when you hear them at that very lower level. By the time you push it to the higher level, if need for an adjustment, you'll be able to do it, and your mix will sound more clean and moderate. Even wherever they take the mix to, on any device the music is being played, it is so balanced and I'll shoot out. It will be an excellent mix one. So if you enjoyed this video, please kindly thumb up for me, and let's keep the conversation continuing by leaving a comment below. How do you manage your levels when it comes to a studio monitor during your mix? How do you do it to achieve your great mix? Thanks for listening and thanks for watching for now. See you in the next video. Bye.